Hey, welcome back to Diablo 2 Resurrected as the Necromancer. In this episode, we're going to explore through Travancore, take on the High Council, and probably enter the Durance of Hate, provided we actually have enough time to do that. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. I went ahead and got ourselves right up next to Travancore, so let's go ahead and have a good time with this. Hopefully we're not dealing with much in the way of elite cantors. That would be unfortunate for us. But let's go ahead and see what we gotta deal with here. I'm a little bit scared that we're gonna get our butts totally handed to us, but you know what? We're gonna do our best because Travancore is very, very scary, and I am again very, very scared. But you know what? We'll do our best. Now I made a mistake off camera. Angelo Ortiz told me, and I just remembered this after I made it. Angelo Ortiz, he let me know in the comments that I can only make rune words off of items that are gray socketed and not blue socketed. But I made a mistake and I went ahead and tried to make a rune word out of something that was blue socketed and lost some of our runes. So that was my bad. I entirely forgot about that. It was too late. I went ahead and did it, and then I remembered as soon as afterward, I was like, you son of a gun, how did you forget to do that? The Ruined Fane. Let's go ahead and explore the Ruined Fane. See what's going to be inside the Ruined Fane. See what's going to annihilate us here. We got Serpent Maguses, which is pretty cool, I guess. We got some lovely, lovely Serpent Maguses that we're just going to destroy, as well as some Bone Scarabs, which are relatively simple to deal with, if I do say so myself. If I do say so myself, they are relatively simple to manage, and I'm just going to go ahead and do some weird glitchy walking thing there. But yeah, I mean, we're going to try to enter the Durance of Hate. We're going to see how long it takes us to actually get there. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to take us a very long time. We're just going to have to see. Hello there, Antidote Potion. I will pick up that Antidote Potion, because you know what, I'm going to need it when I get terribly, terribly poisoned at some point in time, which is definitely going to happen at some point. Now, where are we going? Let's go over here. There ain't nothing in here. There's a skeleton here. I will go ahead and adjust that skeleton, disturb that skeleton, and see if we can get anything. Wow, there wasn't much in here. Yeah, there actually wasn't much in this Ruined Fane. There was just a couple of enemies right at the start, which is okay, I guess. It just kind of cuts down on the amount of time it takes to do this, which is okay, I guess. I'm not going to be upset about that. But man, I feel like a foolish fool for messing up that socketing situation. I was really kicking myself after I did that. I was like, you foolish, foolish, foolish fool. You even let know in the comments that you can't make rune words out of blue socketed items, and you still tried anyway. Why would you do such things, you foolish fool? But you certainly tried anyway, and you messed yourself up. Grey Killer the Mauler, multiple shots. That's going to prove to be a potential problem. Multiple shots is always an issue, but the good thing is that she's not like extra strong or anything like that. So it should be somewhat manageable, if I do say so myself. I am going to go ahead and switch to Decrepify for this. I feel like Decrepify might work out better for this situation, so that's what we're going to go ahead and go with, because we're dealing with archers. So let's go with that instead. There we go. That worked out a lot better. Got some shark tooth armor there, which I can definitely sell, which I am definitely going to do. We also have some more elite archers. Polished wand. I can probably sell that polished wand. Ooh, we have several elites in here, which is just a little bit scary. Sin Maim, multiple shots and lightning enchanted alongside extra strong, which is going to prove to be a potential issue. But we're getting pretty close to killing this thing. But at the same time, we're still having a pretty hard time here. Let's go ahead and raise a couple of skeletons here before we lose all of our skeletons. There we go. Sin Maim is gone. Alright, fantastic. Sin Maim has been killed. After just the most difficult time possible. But we lost all of our mages, which is no good. Which is not what we want to see. Well, we're getting a lot of wands here. And we're spending a full rejuvenation potion, which is super nice to see. But alright, can we kill off this here flesh archer? Can we kill this lone flesh archer? Can we get it out of my face? And raise several of our lovely, lovely mages. That'd be super nice. So let's go ahead and get our mana back, and now we can go ahead and just clear out the rest of this and then leave. All right, what is the dealio with the rest of the... Wow, I'm just going to go ahead and run directly into some enemies and take an enormous amount of damage for no reason. Flesh archers are immune to cold for some reason. Who's to say why? Who is to say why they are immune to cold, but they certainly are for whatever reason. I would expect they'd maybe be immune to lightning, but they are not. Leave me alone with your shocking hit there, Blood Divers. I don't want to deal with you. I mean, I have some pretty decent lightning resistances right now, which is actually super nice. It's definitely going to be helping when we're dealing with gloams and things in the future. Having some halfway decent lightning resistances. Alright, let's continue on and see if there's anything in this little room here. Yes, there certainly is some things in this room. There are several flesh archers in this room, so let's go ahead and deal with this. Hopefully I can run around without taking too much damage. There's a key there. Do I need any keys? Yes, I do need keys. I am completely out of keys. So let's go ahead and grab some keys, so we can actually open locked chests and get the lovely, lovely goodies that are inside those locked chests. But alright, now we can actually continue onward. Continue ever onward now that we've explored those two side areas. Now I am more than terrified about Travancore. This is probably going to go bad. This is probably going to go particularly bad. I am very much scared that we're going to get our butts completely handed to us in this place.
You have done well, my friend. Your courage and valor are an inspiration to us all. But now the time has come to face those responsible for the evil that has stifled our land. You must destroy the High Council of Zakarum. Long ago, these elders were charged with the stewardship of Mephisto, the Lord of Hatred, who was imprisoned within the Guardian Tower. Through the generations, these pious men slowly fell more and more under the sway of Mephisto's malevolent power. And the Council became an evil mockery of its former glory. It is Mephisto's hatred that has corrupted Zakarum and turned its devout followers into paranoid fanatics. That is why you must travel to the temple city of Travancore and slay the Council. Once they are gone, Mephisto's hold over this land and its people will be broken. Diablo and Baal have surely found the temple city by now. They seek to free their brother, Mephisto, who was imprisoned by the Horadrim in the temple's Guardian Tower. You must reach him before his brothers do, and prevent them from releasing hatred upon the world.
Alright, if this is what I must do, find the blackened temple within Travancore, smash the compelling orb, search for Clean Flail. That is what we must do. Now, I'm thinking when we take on the High Council, we're probably going to wind up switching to the Fire Golem, which is, I'm pretty sure, what we did in previous attempts at it. What's the life situation here? 2937. A little bit less life than the Blood Golem, but it can absorb fire damage, which is going to help significantly. So that's what we're going to be dealing with. Is we're going to be dealing with something that can absorb fire damage, because there's going to be a lot of fire damage being utilized when we're dealing with the High Council. So let's take advantage of that, shall we? Let's take advantage of that, shall we? Now, what we're going to be trying to do is we're going to try to be killing off as many enemies on the outside of the High Council as physically possible, because we don't want to be distracted by a bunch of extra enemies while we're fighting the High Council. Because the High Council is going to be hard enough when we're not dealing with a bunch of other enemies that are everywhere. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to fight as many enemies around as physically possible. And try not to disturb the High Council in the process of doing so. But that's going to be harder than it sounds. Ouch, taking a lot of damage here. Can I go over here and kill off these whatchama-places, these whatchama-things? Yeah, I'm trying to do this without, again, disturbing the High Council, but I can't remember how far forward they are. Let's see here. Because I want to kill off these guys here. I'm going to kill off this Night Lord. Because this Night Lord is causing me significant problems, and I want it out of my face. I want it to go away, thank you very much. I want it gone. Same goes for this Zealot, but hopefully I can, you know, actually kill this Zealot without it running away. And, okay, you just keep running away, which I'm not a big fan of, so I'm going to go ahead and avoid that. Because as you run away, you're going to make it more and more likely that you're going to disturb the Council, which I don't want you to do. So that's why I'm going to run away from that. I don't want to be disturbing the Council sooner than I want to. So let's go ahead and wander around on the outside and see if we can kill off as many enemies as possible here. See if we can kill off as many enemies as possible. Now, when we're not dealing with, like, champion Hierophants and the like, it's relatively simple to deal with, but if we're dealing with, like, a group of champion Hierophants, that's when things start getting a little bit crazy town. But the good thing is that we're not. We are not dealing with that. We have some pretty basic Hierophants and basic Night Lords, which is making things manageable. Now, I cannot reach... Can I not reach that? No, I can't reach that Night Lord because he's hanging out on the outside, so... He is going to have to just piss right off because I'm not interested in him. There's the waypoint. I will go ahead and take that waypoint. And we might as well sell the stuff we have in our inventory now that we're here. So let's go ahead and do that. Sell that. Ooh, that's kind of cool. 1 to 107 lightning damage, 1 to summon resist, 1 to confuse. What is this? 2 to necromancer skill levels. Yeah, I like that a lot. The 2 to necromancer skill levels is very helpful. So I think I'm going to go ahead and keep that instead. 1 to raise skeleton, don't need. That's not worth anything. Alright, well, we made some lovely gold out of that, which is nice. So I imagine I'm probably going to wind up keeping this current one that I'm holding for a pretty decent amount of time. Because it's 2 to necromancer skill levels. So until we find something better, this is probably what I'm going to be holding for the considerable future. Alright, let's see what we can do here. I'm trying to do this in such a way... that again, we don't fight the Council too soon. So I'm trying to go around the outside and kill off as many enemies as possible here. Where are we going? Where are we going? I'm not entirely sure. I'm getting myself turned around here. There we go. There's the way forward. So what is over here? We got some Night Lords over here. Fantastic. Just going to go ahead and fight these Night Lords alongside some Zealots. Which should be relatively simple to deal with, if I do say so myself. Ouch, I'm just going to go ahead and die a painful death. I am just going to go ahead and die a painful death at the hands of some cold damage. Because that just seems to be how it works. Is this guy an elite? No, he's not an elite. He just dealt a lot of damage to me for some reason. That's all there is to it. Oh, I can't actually attack these Zealots and Hierophants because they're outside of the world, so I'm just going to have to run away because they're hanging out on the outside. So thank you very much, my friends. I don't actually, genuinely mean that thank you because that's very, very much, messing me up, but you know what? It is what it is. I don't actually have to fight you guys. It's not necessarily something I have to do because you're ages away from the, I'll take that portal shrine, though. Because you're ages away from the High Council, so I won't be disturbed by you guys when I'm fighting them. So thank you very much for that. So go ahead and fight these guys. Get them out of my face. I'm not interested in them. Can I raise a Night Lord? Is that something I can do? Can I raise a Night Lord? Can I raise a Hierophant? Is that also something I am capable of doing? Okay, well, let's go ahead and just continue to explore the outside here. See if we can find anything else. It doesn't look like there's much else, so I think we're in pretty good shape to take on the High Council now. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and take on the High Council. We were able to open a freaking town portal scroll thanks to the town portal shrine, which is going to be super nice. That's going to help out significantly. That means we're not going to have to worry about opening a portal every single time we need to, because we're going to be able to go back through that portal with the portal shrine, which is going to help. But these Hierophants are going to make my life literally impossible. So can we kill off these Hierophants before they, again, make my life literally impossible? Thank you very much. I much appreciate that. Now let's go ahead and switch to the Fire Golem here. Because the Fire Golem is going to be the thing that leads to positive change in our world. So let's deal with that, shall we? Can we get rid of this Water Watcher? Can we get rid of this other Water Watcher? Oh, I'm out of town portal scrolls. Well, in that case, let's actually go back to town real quick and buy some town portal scrolls. Now that we have the opportunity to do so, thanks to this this shrine here. So let's go ahead and do that. Buy some town portal scrolls. Thank you very much. I will go ahead and do that. Put some potions in our pockets here. And get ready to fight the High Council. This is going to be scary. I am more than terrified about this. I always am terrified about fighting the High Council. And we still have some freaking Hierophants, among other things, that we must fight. So I suppose that's what we're going to be doing, is fighting these freaking Hierophants and such. Because they are distracting us. Because they are doing nothing but distracting us right now, which is not necessarily something I want to see. But it is what it is. If I can just destroy... Yeah, of course the Hierophant moved as soon as I made a portal right next to him. You son of a gun, you. Why do you have to be this way? Why do you have to be this way, Mr. Hierophant? I fail to understand. Where is he? Where is this There you are. Oh no, we have a champion. Champion is going to make my life literally impossible. There's a Berserker there. Can we kill off the Berserker? Yes, we can. Okay. That's simple enough. There's a full rejuvenation potion there. I will take that. I'm going to go ahead and put it right there. There we go. Whoa, look at all that. 7,000 gold. That's a lot of gold. I am not going to be upset about all that gold. Okay, so we were able to do this without pissing off the High Council, which is kind of nice. Let's see, what can I raise here? Is there anything I can raise? Alright, so let's see if our Fire Golem will actually, be significantly helpful in any fashion here. It'd be super nice if we can get things done with our Fire Golem. I mean, it seemed like last time we were dealing with the High Council, our Fire Golem was pretty helpful. So let's go ahead and hope that it is just as helpful this time around. But who is to say? Who is to say? Let's go ahead and give it a go. Because I'm pretty sure well, actually, hold on. I am going to do something smart. I'm going to do the smart thing. I'm going to go over here. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. Okay, so I want to fight these guys. I want to fight these guys because I'm more than certain these guys are going to wind up distracting me if I try to fight the High Council. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and fight these Night Lords, among other things. They're minions, which is going to make life insanity cheese. But that is okay. I am capable of reviving some of these guys and making my life a whole lot easier. Which is what am I going to do? Where is the elite? Sharp Spell to Quick. Extra Fast, Lightning Enchanted, and Magic Resistance. Phantasmical. Leave me alone there, guy. I don't want to be damaged by you. I don't want to be damaged by you. I have other things to worry about. Oh no, we disturbed the High Council. Okay, that's not what I wanted to have happen. That is the exact opposite of what I wanted to have happen. Hopefully we can stay over here and have the High Council not damage us. But there's no guarantees of no nothing. But so far they seem to be hanging out over there, which is super nice. So let's go ahead and have them hang out over there. Is there a Hierophant that's healing this thing? Where is this Hierophant that's healing this elite? Where is this thing? There it is. How's it going there, Hierophant? I'm going to kill you because you keep healing this elite that I'm trying to kill. So can you not do what you're doing? Can you not try to heal this elite that I'm trying to kill? I would be much pleased if you didn't do what you're doing. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, my good old friend. I appreciate you very much. I appreciate you very much so. But there's still another Hierophant alive, so we're gonna have to try to kill this damn thing. We are just gonna have to try to kill the damn thing. Okay, so we're not completely full up on skeletons, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and go to a previous area and get some skeletons, so I'll be right back. Alright, let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. Okay, let's get everybody right where we need to be here. Let's get everybody right where we need to be. And we will be fine. Now, I'm kind of concerned that my skeletons are going to be annihilated here, and I feel like they probably will be. But if we can take on these things one at a time, I feel like we'll be in much better shape. The only thing I am worried about is the simple fact that they all cast Hydra spells, which is going to be a considerable issue. But again, this isn't entirely something we are incapable of managing. So if we can kill out, oh, there's something that's healing these things. What is it? What is healing these things? Is there a Hierophant somewhere that's healing these things? Because there is something around here. Yes, there is. Okay, well in that case, yeah, there is absolutely no way we're gonna beat the High Council if there is a Hierophant healing them. So we're gonna have to take care of that. We are gonna have to take care of that. So that's what we're gonna do. We are gonna try to take care of that. Hopefully these stupid Hierophants don't teleport as soon as I try to get next to them. That would be super nice. But that does seem like something they want to be doing, is teleporting as soon as I get right up next to them. So can we not let that happen? Can we not let that happen? That would be super nice. I would be much pleased if we can take care of these sons of bitches in just the simplest way possible. There we go. Take care of him. Take care of him. And raise a couple of things here. Let's see here. Yeah, can I raise a couple more zealots? Or one more zealot, I should say. I'm pretty sure I can only have one more raised minion. Alright, so that takes care of that. I'm pretty sure that's the only Hierophant that's around here. I suppose I can look around here. I can look around the back and see if there's anything else, but it seems to me that's about it. Nope, there is another one here. Yeah, as long as there are Hierophants nearby, there is no way in hell we're going to beat the High Council. So we need to take care of that. We need to take care of that, or we're never going to win it. The only problem is that we keep getting attacked by the High Council in the process of trying to destroy these things, which is not working out well for us. They are not, the High Council is not leaving us alone, which is not necessarily what we like to see. They are not leaving us alone, they are continually attacking us. But if we can stay as far away from them as physically possible, that would be opportune. That would be the most opportune thing, is if we can stay as far away from them as possible. The annoying thing is that Hierophants can heal themselves as well as heal others, which is a pain. Man, there are Hierophants all over the place here. I am not a big fan of that. I am not a big fan of the fact that there are so many of them all over the place here. I could live without that reality, there is no doubt about that. But if we can get rid of these guys that are close to the High Council, we'll be in good shape. If we can get rid of these guys that are very next to the High Council, we'll be in good shape. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so now we can actually take on the High Council without having to worry about Hierophants or anything healing the damn things, which is what we want to see. So let's go ahead and go back to town again, get everybody back to where we want them to be. And now we can fight the High Council without having to worry about them being healed, preferably. So let's go ahead and do this thing. Let's go ahead and fight them off. Got a couple of basic council members here. So some of the council members are, well, all the council members are immune to different things, which is interesting. And just a little bit scary. So can revived Hierophants heal my friends? That's the big question that I'm now asking. I'm not actually sure. I mean, it seems like an entirely a possibility that they might be able to do that. But who is to say? I certainly don't know. It seems to me that Curse and Thorn's damage is doing some serious work against these council members. We're doing a pretty good job so far, so let's go ahead and do our best. I can actually raise council members? Are you kidding me? What? Okay, that's a little wild, actually. I am not going to be upset about the fact that I can raise council members. I will gladly take those council members and annihilate all these other council members with my own. That is awesome, actually. That's going to make life a whole lot easier for us because, you know what? All of our council members are going to be stronger than them because that's improved damage and improved life, among other things. So, thank you very much, my friends. I definitely appreciate you guys' existence. This is actually going to go 10 times better than I actually expected it would because all my minions are doing a great job of surviving right now. So thank you very much, and thank you very much. This is going actually really great. Ask Kane about Kaleem's relics, yes. Galeb Flamefinger, he's extra strong, fire enchanted, spectral hit, and teleportation. But are we scared about that? Not at all. Not at all. And just like that, we have destroyed the High Council just like that. Man, that was so easy, actually. That was so easy. Man, we were scared for no reason. That was super duper simple. Oh, there's still a council member that's alive here. There's a couple of them that are still alive here. We must kill them. They mustn't be alive any longer. Annihilate them. Annihilate their entire life. Wow, yeah, they're actually really easy to kill when you have thorns and amplified damage. They're actually like super simple to deal with, which I am okay with. Wow, 11,000 gold. Holy cow, that's insane. All right, well, now we can go back to town now that we have Kaleem's flail.
Once properly imbued, Kaleem's flail can destroy the compelling orb and reveal the way to Mephisto. Place it into the Horodric cube along with Kaleem's relics, his heart, his brain, and his eye. Then transmute them to carry out Kaleem's will.
Transmute them.
Ridding Kurast of the Council of Zakarum was essential. Still, there is more you must do. The compelling orb, too, must be destroyed. Diablo and Bale must be close to finding their brother Mephisto by now. You've no time to waste.
No time to waste. All right, let's go ahead and get our blood golem back and transmute the lovely, lovely Kaleem's will. Huzzah! There we go. Phantasmical. All right, let's go ahead and sell.
Masterfully done, hero. You have crafted Kaleem's will. Employ it to destroy the compelling orb and open the way to Mephisto. May the true light guide your way.
Hey, thanks, Kane. I appreciate that. All right, well, let's go ahead and do this. Sell the stuff that we don't want. There we go. What do we got here? 105. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Since we don't really find ourselves using gems all that often, it seems to me that we're using runes more often than gems. So it's really not that big a deal. All right, so we've maxed out our gold on our personal stash. So at this point, we can go ahead and just start adding gold to our shared stash, which is kind of cool. I never actually thought we'd actually make it to a max gold count at this point, but hey, we did. Okay, so the last thing I mean, it's probably gonna be another 20 minutes, but we are gonna go ahead and look for the waypoint to the the Durance of Hate level 2. So let's go ahead and look around for that. And just like that, that's 2 quests completed. And now we can go smash the compelling orb, going away to Mephisto's Durance. And now we're in the Durance of Hate, level 1. Search for Mephisto and his Durance. Now, in Nightmare difficulty, we spent like a quadrillion years here in the Durance of Hate. So hopefully we don't spend our entire lives in here because of how big this place is, but it's one thing we do know is that this place, again, is quite huge, and we are getting our butts completely handed to us immediately. It's pretty great. All right, well, that's not a great start, so let's go ahead and hopefully, do a better job and not get annihilated right off the bat. But I think we'll be fine, so let's go ahead and raise a couple of minions here. raise a couple of minions that we may want. They might be able to help us, who's to say. Oh no, it's no wonder there were so many Night Lords. There's an elite here. Vilepox the something. I saw him for a second. Vilepox the Mauler. There we go. Easy enough. So we got some Dark Lords on our side, which is going to help us. Do we need any potions? Super healing potion and a super healing potion. I will take both of those. Thanks very much. Take both of those potions, because I desperately need potions all the time, every day, every way. Gonna go ahead and raise our skelly-mans all the time. What I like to do is raise our skelly-mans all the time. Because we need skeletons to destroy the world poison shrine. I no longer fear poison, even though my poison resistance is only 2. So I do slightly fear poison, but not too much. Not too much, just a little bit. So yeah, hopefully we don't spend our entire lives here. That would be unfortunate. We're probably not going to try to clear out the entirety of these areas. We're probably just going to try to look around for progress, for the simple fact that, again, we don't want to spend our entire lives in the Durance of Hate. But who's to say? Who's to say? Hello there, Foul Bang. How's it going there, Foul Bang? Hopefully I don't get attacked by you. He's Spectral Hit, among other things, but not all that scary. He is entirely manageable. This little guy doesn't know what the hell he wants to do. He's just kind of running back and forth, not doing anything. He's just a little bit trapped, and he was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm being ganged up on. Ganged up upon. What am I going to do besides take a ton of damage and then die? Hello there, Stygian Dolls. How's it going, guys? Wow, you guys deal a lot of damage. I'm not a big fan of how much damage you guys deal. That's kind of ridiculous. But it is what it is. If I can avoid being damaged, that is all I have to do, is just avoid being damaged. It's pretty simple. It's really as simple as that. If I can just avoid being damaged, we'll be safe. We will be entirely safe. But we're going to try to be as inquisitive as physically possible here. Try to explore as much of this as we can. Because we're trying to, look for progress. But again, this place is probably going to wind up being enormous, which is going to potentially lead to issues for us. Now, the good thing is that we're dealing with undead, but we don't have anything that can heal these undead and raise these undead. So we're in pretty good shape there. So all we have to do is just kill off these undead slowly but surely, which is just fine, which is not something we are incapable of doing. So even though these cadavers are still taking a quadrillion years to kill, it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is, I suppose. Even though my mages are dying a painful death in the hands of these cadavers. Oh no, it's not the cadavers that they're dying from, it's these frickin' Stygian Dolls. That's what's killing them. That's what's killing them, is these blasted Stygian Dolls. Because Stygian Dolls deal a lot of damage, undead Stygian Dolls. So can you guys kill off that guy so you can actually start fighting these undead Stygian Dolls and save my mages from a permanent and painful death? That would be absolutely marvelous. Oh, it's minions, so there's an elite somewhere, unless those are just holdovers from a previous elite, which is possible. Alright, onward we go to this direction, and see which way this goes, and see if there's progress this way. Who is to say? I do not know. There could be stuff everywhere. There's always stuff everywhere. Hello there, Dark Lord. Hello there, Voldemort. Hello there, Tom Marvolo Riddle. Whoa, go away, go away, go away. I don't want to be damaged. Hello there, key. I will pick up that key. How many keys we have? We have 5 keys. Same amount of keys we had earlier in the video. There's a fang knife there. I don't need a fang knife. That is not necessarily something I need to have. Go ahead and get our skeletons back to reality, which is what we like to do. We like to have a whole army of skeletons, because without an army of skeletons, we are just sad and lonely little puppies with absolutely no purpose in life and the inability to destroy anything. So let's go this way. What is our... Ow. You stupid undead Stygian Dolls. Why do you have to be so damaging? Why do you have to deal so much damage to me? I fail to understand. I fail to understand why you guys have to be so painful. It's really unnecessary how painful you guys are. Now what I have to try to do is I have to try to stay away from them when they shatter, because they deal a whole bunch of damage when they shatter. So I don't want to be close to those guys. That's not something I want to be doing. I want to stay away. That's something we discovered in the previous difficulty, in Nightmare difficulty, is that Stygian dolls do damage us when they shatter. Oh no, Grey Killer the Mauler. He's Fire Enchanted, Cold Enchanted, and Stone Skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and stay away from that. I'm gonna stay away from that. I don't want to take any cold damage and/or fire damage from his death. So that is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stay away. Gonna stay away and hopefully not die a painful death. Ooh, there's some full plate mail there. I will take that and sell that because you know what? We don't need gold. We've already maxed out our personal stash, but you know what? We will take the gold anyways. We will take the gold anyways, because you know what? In future runs, we're probably gonna want all the gold we can possibly have. But we're pretty much set up for life at this point. I would like to say. I mean, 2.5 million gold. We're pretty much set up for the entirety of everything we want to do in the future at this point. So I feel like we're in pretty good shape there. But we will continue to collect gold because that's the whole purpose of the video game, is to collect gold. Onward we go. Onward we go. This place is already proving to be slightly huge, which doesn't surprise me. Which doesn't surprise me. So this video will probably be close to 50 minutes long, but that is okay. That's generally a typical video length for Diablo 2 videos. It's about 40 to 50 minutes long, so that is exactly what we'd like to expect. So let's go ahead and raise a couple of Dark Lords here. And some Stygian dolls, I guess. I suppose that'll work. It really doesn't matter what we have as long as we have a couple of raised minions. Really doesn't matter what we have as long as we have some raised minions to help destroy the world. So thank you very much, my friends. I definitely appreciate you very much. There's a super mana potion there. I will pick that up because I desperately need that. Well, I don't desperately need it, but you know what? I will like to have a full set of pockets of mana potions. Yeah, I'm trying to travel along the walls as much as physically possible because what we're looking for is progress, but it doesn't seem to me that we're finding much in the way of progress right now. We're just kind of wandering around. But it is what it is, I guess. We will find it at some point, I suppose. So let's go this way and see what's this way. Anything this way? There's a locked chest there, and well, there's another chest. Hello there, cadaver. I cannot curse you because I have the wrong spell out. It's pretty great. You cadavers are a non-issue. You guys deal poison damage when you die, but I'm not all that concerned. The poison damage is pretty minimal. It is fairly negligible, so I'm not all that concerned. Even though with me and my poison resistance, it still deals quite a bit of damage. So let's go this way. I'm going to go ahead and unpoison myself before I go down to 0 life from this poison damage, which is not what I want to have happen. So let's go this way. What is over yonder? I am quite curious. I don't know, man. There seem to be dead ends everywhere. That's what seems to be everywhere, is dead ends. Dead ends and no progress whatsoever. Kill off this Stygian doll. It's a minion, so there's an elite somewhere around here, again, unless it's a holdover from a previous elite that we fought, which is, again, possible. So let's go this way. What is over this way? I'm not entirely sure. There's a couple of Dark Lords that are our friends. There's nothing this way. There's a dead end that way. So let's go this way. What is over this way? Who's to say? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Hopefully we can find the level 2 eventually. There's the level 2 right there. Okay, great. We found it. Alright, so now we're just looking for the waypoint of level 2. So let's see if we can find that in a timely fashion. There's no guarantees of anything, though. We're just going to be exploring around. Now, are we going to be fighting different enemies in the level 2, or are we going to be fighting the same enemies? I actually can't remember. Oh, no, we have maulers now, so we have some slightly different enemies. Slightly different enemies here. Not much different, but slightly different, because we still have cadavers and we still have Dark Lords. Let's go ahead and raise some... Let's go ahead and raise some Mauler corpses here. Can I not raise that Mauler corpse? There we go. I was gonna say, am I incapable of doing such things? That's something I am not able to do. Let's go ahead and raise another Mauler. I feel like Mauler corpses are going to be very helpful to have on our side. So that's what we're going to go ahead and have. We're just going to go ahead and give ourselves a ton of Mauler corpses. Now, I was told in the comment section that Maulers are very, very helpful against bosses. But the problem is I never find myself having any Mauler minions at the time that I fight bosses. I'm just going to have to try to time out like having these minions when I get to the boss, but that doesn't generally seem to be the case, so I'm not all that concerned with it. I mean, Mephisto really isn't all that hard of a boss, so I'm really not all that concerned about fighting Mephisto. So I think we're in pretty good shape to just go ahead and complete this eventually. Because, again, Mephisto really isn't all that difficult. I mean, he deals a ton of damage, but he really doesn't have all that much life. So he's really not all that concerning. I mean, he doesn't deal even that much damage, in all honesty. So I'm not all that concerned with him. I'm much more terrified of the High Council than I'm terrified of Mephisto, if I'm being entirely honest with you. Oh no, there's an elite there. Grief Eye the Witch. He's cursed, mana burn, and spectral hit. Go, my Maulers. Annihilate your compatriots. Or your former compatriots, I should say. Whoa, there's a lot of things in this room. Hold on a sec. Let's go ahead and go into this room and actually start attacking these things. There's a lot of things in here. So let's go over here, uncurse ourselves, raise our blood golem who managed to die somehow or another, and go back into this room and attack all the things. But yeah, our Maulers are annihilating all the lives right now. There is no doubt about that. They are definitely annihilating every single life that there is to be annihilated right now. So let's go ahead and raise a ton of Mauler corpses here. Just go ahead and reset the timer on these Mauler corpses. Yep, reset the timer. And reset the timer. It's pretty great. Because we want to have Mauler corpses, because they can stun our enemies with their attacks. Which is really, really helpful. Which is very, very helpful indeed. And what we are going to be going with. Now, let's see. Do I need a super healing potion? I certainly do need a super healing potion. So I will pick up that super healing potion and use it all day long. Mauler on Mauler action is what we are dealing with here. Mauler on Mauler action. Yeah, so this is still not the way to the waypoint, so it's got to be around here somewhere. There's the way to level 3 right there, so we found that. So we know where that is now, which is super nice. But what we're looking for is the waypoint, so where might that be? I am not entirely clear. I mean, the good thing is that we've made next video a lot easier by finding the way to level 3, which is, again, super nice. But it'd be nice if we can find the waypoint here within the next few minutes. That would be opportune. So we should be happy for that reason, that it's going to make life in our next video much simpler. Alright, let's go this direction. Where is this direction gonna lead us? I'm not so sure. Is there something precious over here? Who's to say? Got some poison dudes. Got some dudes that deal poison damage, which I am not a fan of. Because I get quite sick, and I go down to 1 health every single time I take poison damage. Which is unfortunate. Which is unfortunate. You silly, silly cadavers. Why do you guys have to exist? That is the question I am now asking. Why do you have to exist in a place where there are likely going to be undead everywhere? Who's to say, man? Who's to say? Look at that gold. Look at that delicious, delicious gold that I will gladly take. Now, we're in the process of looking for a stronger bow for Ellie. I mean, how much damage does this thing deal? 10 to 30? So we're looking for a stronger bow for Ellie so we can give her another rune word that's stronger than what she has, because she only deals 200 damage. I mean, she's pretty effective in terms of how fast she fires, but if she could deal some more damage, that'd be marvelous. But again, she fires really quickly, which is going to be helpful. And it's a very fast attack speed, which is, again, super nice. Alright, well, let's continue going this way and see if we can find anything good this direction. Who's to say? I certainly can't. What is over here? Anything at all? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. What is over here? Who's to say, man? Yeah, there's nothing here. There's absolutely nothing here. I don't know where we're going. We're just kind of making progress. Killing off all the enemies in the world. Killing off all the enemies in the entire world. Down to 1 life while I am poisoned, which is not what I like to see. Can I stop being poisoned eventually? So I can heal myself? Is that something that we can do? Can I stay away from all the enemies? It's locked. I don't have any keys. Can I stop being poisoned at some point and hopefully not take damage from these maulers in the process of being poisoned? Can you stop being poisoned at some point? I'd be much pleased if you'd stop being poisoned. You've been poisoned for about the past minute now. It's a bit ridiculous. Alright, let's go ahead and raise some maulers here. Get a couple of maulers on our side. Yeah, my poison resistance is total ass, dude. I've been poisoned for like the past 2 minutes now. There's the waypoint right there. All right, fantastic. So we were able to find it eventually, which is great.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. All right, well, that takes care of that. So it's going to make life a lot easier for next video in terms of, getting to the Endurance of Hate level 3. Which is super nice. But alright guys, that is where I'm going to go ahead and call today's video. So thank you for watching this episode. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy it. I will see you guys next time where we complete Act 3. And time permitting, we will start Act 4. But I'm not entirely sure if we're going to do that, considering Act 4 actually takes quite a bit of time. But we shall see. And as always guys, I really do appreciate you watching. It truly, truly does mean the whole world to me. I will see you guys in the next episode.